Here's a question nobody asks you in school. If you earn $60,000 a year for 40 years, that's $2.4 million in lifetime income. Where does it go? Most people will shrug. Bills, rent, life. But there's a more precise answer, and it's uncomfortable. A significant chunk of that $2.4 million, money you earned, money you worked for, quietly left your hands without you making a single bad decision. No gambling, no scam, no obvious mistake, just a slow, invisible leak running in the background every single month, for decades. And the worst part? The financial industry designed it that way, not maliciously, just profitably. By the end of this video, you'll be able to see it, name it, and stop it. Most people never do either. Let's start with a number, 1.2%. Doesn't sound like much, less than the coins in your cup holder. Basically, nothing. That's the average annual fee charged by actively managed mutual funds in the United States. The funds sitting inside millions of 401ks and IRAs right now. The ones labeled growth and balanced and opportunity, words that sound like they're working hard for you. Here's what 1.2% actually costs. You invest $10,000 at 25. You leave it alone for 40 years. The market returns roughly 7% annually, the long-run historical average. With no fees, that $10,000 becomes about $150,000. With a 1.2% annual fee, it becomes around $93,000. You just handed $57,000 to a fund manager on a $10,000 investment that you never touched. Now multiply that across your entire retirement account, across 40 years, across every dollar you contributed. The number gets grotesque. And here's the cruelest part. The fee isn't charged on your profit. It's charged on your total balance every year. Whether the fund goes up or goes down, whether the manager beats the market or trails it badly, you pay in good years. You pay in bad years. You pay when they're wrong. That is the leak. Dripping, silently, constantly. Now here's where it gets personal. Maybe you're thinking, fine, but if I'm paying more, I'm getting better performance, right? The data says no, consistently, repeatedly, embarrassingly for the industry. Over any 15-year period, roughly 90% of actively managed funds underperform a simple index fund that just tracks the market and charges almost nothing. Not 50%, not 60%, 90%. These are professionals, people with Ivy League degrees, Bloomberg terminals, research teams, and expense accounts, spending their entire careers picking stocks, and 9 out of 10 of them, over the long run, do worse than a fund that just buys everything and does nothing. There's a reason Warren Buffett, the greatest investor alive, told his own family that when he dies, put 90% of the inheritance into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, not a hedge fund, not an actively managed mutual fund. A boring index fund charging 0.03%. The gap between 1.2% and 0.03% is not a small difference. It is, over a lifetime, the difference between a comfortable retirement and a stressful one. Fees are the leak most people can fix immediately. But there's a second leak most people ignore completely, and it works slower, quieter, and deeper. Inflation. Now, you've heard of inflation. You've felt it at the grocery store. But most people don't understand what it actually does to money sitting still. Simple math. Inflation averages roughly 3% per year historically. Some years more, some less. But 3% is a reasonable baseline. At 3% inflation, money that does nothing, sitting in a regular savings account paying 0.5%, loses roughly half its purchasing power in 24 years. The dollar you saved at 30 is worth about 50 cents by the time you're 54. Your bank account balance stays the same. The number doesn't change. But what it buys quietly shrinks every single year. This is why people do everything right. They save consistently. They don't overspend. they're responsible, and still arrive at retirement feeling like something is missing. Something is missing. Inflation took it. Slowly, invisibly, without a single headline. And the solution isn't complicated. It's just never taught. Your money must grow faster than inflation, not faster than your neighbor's portfolio, not faster than some CNBC benchmark, just faster than 3%, which means money sitting in a low-interest account isn't safe. It's slowly losing. We just call it safe because the number on the screen doesn't go down. The leak is real. The account just hides it. This one is the most personal and the most common. You get a raise. Your income goes up $500 a month. Within 3 months, sometimes faster, your spending adjusts to match. Better restaurant, upgraded subscription, slightly nicer car payment. The raise disappears into your lifestyle. Your savings rate stays exactly the same. That's lifestyle creep. And it is the most effective wealth-killing mechanism most people will ever encounter because it doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like progress. Here's the real cost. That $500 a month raise, invested instead of spent, over 25 years at 7% returns, is worth over $380,000. You spent it on things you don't remember 3 years later, and it cost you $380,000. This isn't about deprivation. It isn't about never enjoying your money. It's about a simple rule that wealthy people follow almost universally. When income goes up, savings rate goes up first. Lifestyle second. Every time you get a raise, route at least half the increase directly into savings before your brain adjusts to the new normal. Your lifestyle never misses what it never had, but your future self will deeply notice what you kept. Last one. And it's the one with the most immediate fix. Most people invest in the wrong type of account before they invest in the right assets. Here's what that means. If your money grows in a regular taxable brokerage account, every dividend, every capital gain, every sale gets taxed. The government takes a cut every step of the way. But 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, these are tax-advantaged accounts. Money grows inside them without being taxed year after year. Depending on the account type, you either avoid tax going in or coming out. The difference over decades is enormous. $10,000 growing at 7% for 30 years in a taxable account after taxes on gains might net you around $57,000. The same $10,000 in a tax-sheltered account, closer to $76,000. Same investment, same return, different account. Nearly $20,000 difference. Most people max out their tax-sheltered accounts only after they've already been investing in taxable ones. That's backwards. Every dollar that should be inside a Roth or 401k but isn't, is leaking tax money silently, year after year. The fix costs nothing. It just requires knowing the order. Quick, honest note. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't personalized advice. This is what I needed someone to explain to me, plainly, years ago. 1. Check your fund fees today. Go to your 401k or brokerage account. Look at the expense ratio on every fund you own. It's right there on the fund detail page. If it's above 0.5%, ask yourself whether you're getting something worth paying for. In most cases, a low-cost index fund alternative exists at a fraction of the price. 2. Don't let cash sit still. Money in a savings account earning less than inflation is losing value in real terms. High-yield savings accounts and money market funds currently pay 4 to 5%. Treasury bills pay similarly. Your emergency fund should be earning something real. 3. Automate your savings rate increases. The next time you get a raise, before you spend $1 of it, set up an automatic increase to your retirement contribution. Even 1% more, you will not feel it. Your future self will. 4. Prioritize tax-sheltered accounts. 401k to the employer match minimum. Then Roth IRA if you're eligible. Then back to max the 401k. then taxable accounts. That order matters more than which stocks or funds you pick. The invisible money leak isn't one thing, it's 4 quiet drains, all running simultaneously, on the money you worked to earn. Fees that compound against you, inflation that erodes what sits still, lifestyle that silently expands to swallow every raise, and taxes taken on money that didn't need to be taxed. None of them feel dramatic. None of them show up in a single awful month. They just run, quietly, for decades, until one day you add up what you earned in a lifetime and wonder where it went. Now you know, and knowing is the only thing that changes the math. Like this video if it made something click. It's the one signal that tells the algorithm people actually want to understand their own money.